All right, man, I need some help with something. How do I get myself to show up to work and do my best when occasionally I don't really care? Help convince me that I still need to show up, do a good job. Yeah, help me, man.
Society commands it.
Really? Mm-hmm. That was not at all the expected answer. Okay, run with that. Please elaborate.
All right, so maybe society commanding it isn't the best way to put it.
Okay.
But here's one of the biggest driving factors, I think, in my personal life, right? Mm-hmm. One, you got shoes to fill, okay? Mm-hmm. Somebody, somewhere, didn't invest in you for you to sleep in, be late, underperform, and just all around not meet expectations. Mm. You've got a responsibility to the people you care about, and even more so, the people that invested in you to make you better, to use that and be productive and effective with it.
I like that, because as you said that, a name immediately jumped to mind.
Your dad.
It actually wasn't my dad in this one here. I was actually thinking of a coworker who gave me my job and really has been helping me throughout the way.
All right.
But yeah, actually family too. That's
the first one that comes to my mind.
I'm glad that my dad comes to your mind for that. That's pretty good.
No. No, but seriously. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Now, I realize not everyone has a good role model of a dad. But we both were blessed with that.
Absolutely.
And I know for me especially, you wake up in the morning and you're like, I need to go to work because my dad didn't invest his entire life for me to lay in bed. I need to get up and go do something and make a living for myself, provide, and be a productive member of society. Mm-hmm. It's that I have some shoes to fill, and they are some pretty big shoes. Mm. And I'm not going to waste the countless amount of time and energy that was poured into me and just waste it away.
Really leaning into that gratitude piece here.
I think it's a really critical but missing piece in people's thought processes today. They're everything's so much about me, why do I want this, or what makes me happy, or etc. But especially for guys, your reasoning for getting out of bed in the morning cannot be yourself, because if it is, that's not gonna cut it. Maybe for a while, for some people maybe, but for the vast majority of men, if your reason for getting out of bed in the morning is yourself, that's not gonna cut it. And I know in my life especially, there's a lot of people that have invested in me. Mm-hmm. They've taken time, energy, money, resources to try to set me up to be successful. And for me to turn around and just do nothing with that is not only a waste, but it's really disrespectful to those people for what they invested into me. Mm-hmm. And I know it'll be a lifelong process for me trying to fill the shoes of the people that did that. Because I can guarantee you one thing, there was never a day I can remember that my dad just decided not to get up and go to work. Or he went to work and was like, man, I don't really feel like doing much today, so I'm just going to sit around. And no, that man got up every morning, sick as a dog, raining outside, snowing, didn't matter. Went to work, put in the hours, and made sure that we were provided for. And that's a role model or a pair of shoes that I'll probably never fill. But it's the reason that I get out of the bed in the morning.
It's an amazing blessing that we've both had, that we grew up with fathers who led the way in this.
Mm-hmm.
They got up, they did their job, regardless of what the emotional state was.
Yep.
It was, hey, you know what they were passionate about that day? Setting an example, putting food on the table. Their passion was taking care of their family.
Yep.
And, you know, while we've been blessed with that, a lot of others have not.
Yep.
So in that case, the responsibility falls on that young man to begin setting that pattern.
Yeah.
Even if he does not have a family yet, if he doesn't have kids or a wife, the daily item of just getting up, going and doing your best or better than yesterday, and making that effort, that is a muscle that you get to build day in and day out. And then maybe sometime in the future, you're going to have a kid get to say that about you.
Yeah. I think it's telling to how you can see in history where people who are only in it for themselves a lot of times don't end up nearly as successful. And when I say successful, I'm not talking about like big and rich or whatever, but the people who have done what it took to get done, right? Like the heroes in history, they did it for somebody else, right? Like they didn't give up or sacrifice or put in the extra hours or etc. Whatever that the rest of that saying is, you know. They did it for somebody else.
I might walk a mile just for me, for my benefit. But for you, I'll walk 2. We'll do often, guys, we find ourselves, we'll do way more for someone else than we will do for ourselves. Now, that's something we have to work on individually, because we do need to be able to take care of ourselves and push ourselves forward. But that service we want to do, that gratitude just to keep pushing forward, something we really... that really helped me, man. I have been working with this.
It gives you something to live for, right? If you don't have that, then it's, I'm sure, probably going to be a lot harder to motivate yourself to really go after anything. Because what's the point, right? Like, why are you doing it?
And as we accomplish this daily, let's call it the daily grind, whatever it is for you, it is important occasionally to go say thank you. We don't really say that. I mean, when's the last time I picked up the phone? Hey, Dad, thank you for showing up at work that day so I had peanut butter and jelly. I doubt I've ever said that kind of phrase today. I've said, hey, thank you for teaching me X, Y, and Z, but that small item that he'd say, son, that's my job.
Yeah.
Why are you thanking me?
Yeah, and it might not even be your dad, right?
Right.
It might have, maybe you didn't have a dad or he wasn't always around, but there was somebody. Maybe it was a teacher. Maybe it was a good friend, an uncle, a coworker.
Mom at times.
Yeah. There's somebody out there that has poured into your life, so pour into somebody else's.
And if you're in that very few who just never had that, you now have the opportunity and the responsibility, I would say, to become the kind of person who can then pour into others.
Yeah. Which I'm sure is easy for us to say, not being the ones that are there.
Yep.
But I know for me personally that if I'm looking for motivation, that's where I go.
See, now as we're having this conversation, I definitely did not know this is where we were going to go with this. I was thinking total different road.
Oh.
But, I'm going to work tomorrow morning. And I'm going to be asking myself this question, just because this is where we went here. Does my effort today show the gratitude to those here at the office? and to those at home for the effort they've put into me and the belief. And I heard a really good quote one time, and give me a little bit of rope here. And it was, future generations are depending on the work you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I heard a saying once that even if the world was ending, I'd still plant an apple tree seed.
I love that, because without vision, all hope is lost.
Mm-hmm.
So even in utter chaos and despair, you have to have some hope for the future, even if the future is 1 minute from now, 1 second from now.
Mm-hmm.
But the further down you can see, and the further you can take those steps there, all of a sudden, it doesn't matter. Hey, I know I have 1,000 more bricks to lay to finish this wall. It doesn't matter. Every brick is closer to getting this wall finished. Every brick is closer to building this building.
Yeah.
And it's my role and responsibility to build my portion of that.
Yeah. So I think that's what I would say to help with your motivation there.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.